You can support this show at patreon.com/ASA podcasting. Welcome back, Skyrim Addict podcast, 187. I'm here tonight. Michael and Colin is here.
Evening, guys.
And Ray is here.
Hello.
We were just talking some deadly dragons, and you've adjusted your issue from last time where they were spawning everywhere.
Yeah, I found that it's not best to have it set to an attack every 0 minutes.
Every 0 minutes. Does that create a minor issue when you try to go anywhere and do anything?
Anytime I fast traveled or anytime I exited a building,
oh my God,
there was a dragon.
Jesus.
And so, I mean, on the plus side, I have every shout imaginable. I'm also using Thunderchild, so
okay.
I just have an absolute crap ton of shouts now. Of course, I don't use any of them.
I was just about to ask, which is your favorite from the Thunderchild one? But, okay.
None.
Yeah. So, I haven't really gotten into using them, but damn it, I've got them. So the one thing that I did put to good, so I figured, okay, so, now that I'm, nearing, at this point, I was nearing about 30 dragons.
Oh, God.
And, so that leaves you with a lot of dragon bones.
Oh, yeah. You could pretty much make anything you wanted.
So I started pushing smithing and got, because I'm light armor. And so I did dragon bone armor and weapons.
Oh, nice.
While I changed it so that it's not quite as aggressive, but I still get, dragons pretty often. But now at least, so then I focused my enchanting on magic resistance. And so now I can kill a dragon before they can kill me in most situations.
No, that's good. That's a plus. I'm like level 25 now. So I'm still getting like mostly lower level dragons, but still you get those fireballs out of the sky and other weird types.
Oh, the magma dragons were just killing because, so they'd be raining, this magma from the sky.
Yeah.
And so I go hide underneath, some kind of structure to get away from it. And then all of a sudden they start coming in from an angle.
Oh,
like, what? This is bullshit.
Man.
I usually have it set on expert settings, but I was in Iverstead. I was doing the Golder Amulet quest. I was going in and killing the bow guy.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
Came out of the inn there in Iverstead, and another dragon just came out, and that's the one that turns invisible. And then he has this and it's just it's not frost damage or it's just magic damage.
Yeah, it's just damage.
Yeah, and it just because it was on the expert one, and it was it increases the damage, it increases their armor, it increases their melee damage, it increases their magic resistance, and all that sort of stuff. And that's how I usually like to play. But this was just getting to be a chore because he just in about 5 minutes, he wiped all the guards. All the guards were dead, so there's no help there. I had a flame atronach and a frost atronach, and I bring up the flame atronach obviously, so because I can shoot firebolts at it, and it was doing that. But the minute it hits it with the breath, it just wipes it in one shot. And then when it landed, I was putting the frost atronach in front of it so it could distract it, tank it, and I could go in at the side with my because I was using a great sword. I was a two-handed mostly, and every time I come up to the side, he would immediately I got in the vicinity, he would immediately ignore the Atronach, turn to me, and then it would just do that kill cam thing where he just bites you and fucks you. So
and shakes his head and throws you out. Yeah.
And so I couldn't do enough damage because I had no perks in archery, and that's the only thing I had for range. I had no destruction. Well, I had destruction spells, but they were so low level that it would have been there for a year. So yeah, I was just like, no, fuck this. I just lowered the settings back down to vanilla settings and just killed them and then carried on. And I don't think I've changed them back.
Oh man.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel a little bit bad, but not very bad, because early on I recognized that, so one of the things that we need for the Legacy of the Dragonborn is armor from each of the holds.
Oh, yeah.
And so I thought, I'll just fast travel to each different city.
God, yeah.
Get a dragon attack, and then that way I don't have to kill any guards to get their armor.
Excellent idea, actually.
That filled out that part of the museum pretty quickly.
Oh man, yeah, that is a quick way to get that part. I forgot. Yeah, I did notice you have to have all the different guard armors, and I don't think I've done that yet. Because I was saying I'm just at about 200 items in there, but I've kind of hit the point where I've gotten a lot of the regular stuff that you pick up. But now I got to pick up like more specific things. And I got to realize what I'm picking up and not picking up and what I need to grab so I don't constantly grab a bunch of junk that I don't need.
Yeah. Yeah, I started keeping a list.
That's probably a good idea.
I have a shopping list.
That's a good idea. I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to have to go into the hall with all the armors in it and see what I need for those specifically.
It's very slow, but in the MCM, there is a checklist in the MCM.
Oh, is there?
Yeah. So if you go to the menu and it brings up this checklist of the Hall of Heroes.
Oh, okay.
Was the armors and all that, and it has it all checked off of what you have collected, what you haven't checked off it. But it's really slow. You can't sort of scan through them. You check a one, and then it takes a minute or two for it to load up.
Oh, okay. That's still a way of finding out, at least.
Yeah. I'm up to just a little over 500.
Holy cow! Damn, you were at 2 something last time.
Yeah, I definitely went on a tear. Once I got my shopping list, it really started cranking the stuff out quick.
That's what I need to do. I need to have more pointed, more direction of what I'm going to do, because I started doing scattered quests, where I was getting one thing each time. Like I said, I did Meridia's Beacon. Mm-hmm. So I got Dawnbreaker, but I didn't get anything else. So for that whole quest, I didn't get anything else to go in the museum except for Dawnbreaker. And I did do the Galdor Amulet one. So that's basically 4 quests, and I got a couple items because
you get a weapon off of each one of them, plus the amulet,
the bow, and the amulet and all that stuff. The Sarthal amulet, because I started that. So that kind of random stuff, and then I just went.
Do you have Zims installed as well? They've been wearing the Galdor amulet because did you make a replica and wear it? Because that
I did.
Was it? It increases your skills 10%.
It's way better than the old amulet.
Yeah. Yeah, 30 of each. Stamina health. That's what it used.
Yeah, so you level up 10% faster or something like that, or what was it?
And all skills are 10% better as well.
That's what it was. Okay, yeah. Yeah, because I looked at it when I got it, and I'm like, whoa. I'm like, wait, this is actually good.
Yeah, for me, if it doesn't have magic resistance, I don't wear it.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
I can. I mean, I don't know what race you are. I can sacrifice a piece because I'm a Breton. So
I'm a Breton too, but
yeah, you get a 25 from that. Because I've got was it 85 magic resistance? I think as
that's the max.
Whatchamacallit, and that's passive. I don't have anything on me that makes me more resistant. Because I've got the. Was it the 25 from that? I've got the Lord Stone because I don't have a stone mod. And then I've got the whatchamacallit, I've forgotten what it's called. The Restoration, destruction. I've got to go
the Book
through
of Love.
No. So yeah, the Book of London. I've done that quest, and then I've got the alteration one because I've got vanilla perks. Because I didn't install ordinary because I wanted the magic resistance, but then going back to vanilla perks, trying to level up armor, like light armor.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like a fucking nightmare. Literally, the only time it ever levels up is when somebody hits you.
Yeah.
And when somebody hits you, like, when you're on master with, like, in light armor,
you're dead.
90% of your health is gone and you're running for your life.
Oh God. Yeah, that's a good point with the the leveling on that way. I what's the God, I think I'm using Thunderchild and Apocalypse and Summer Mist. Is that the religion one?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I accidentally, I think I was following Jaffrey or something, and then I switched to Meridia by accident when I was doing the beacon, and I was like, all right, whatever. I'll just use Meridia. I'm going through Meridia's beacon anyway. I said that'll work. But I didn't realize I was using Conjuring and Avenging Wraith. And once I conjured it twice, she was like, "Nope, no more." And I was kicked out. I was kicked to the side. And I was like, "Well, all right, there's a problem." So then I went and did Talos because I was about to do the embassy for Delphine. Huh. I was like, "Oh, well, there's a bunch of elves there, and that's part of what you got to do." So every time I killed one of the Thalmor, I would get a bonus for Talos. I was like, oh, well, there we go. All right, I've resolved this issue for now.
Yeah, Talos loved that.
Yeah. So yeah, I had I didn't realize the issue I'd had with the Meridia one, and then I was like, I stumbled upon the Talos one, and I was like, oh, I'm about to go do this, so I may as well use him here because it'll work out well going through there. And I didn't sneak all that well, so I ended up having to take down everybody in the courtyard and in the mansion, or the embassy, I should say. But I did have a door, so there was that. I didn't have a missing door behind what's his name, the guy at the bar, where your door was missing when you tried to go through it.
Yeah. Malvern or
Malvern,
Malvern, yeah. So my door was there at least, so I didn't run into that issue. Yeah, I kind of just bounced around a lot, and I did start finding a lot of ruined books, so that was good. All of a sudden, I went from none to like nonstop finding them.
Right.
And I got a couple different quests from Ariane that were all not ones I could get yet. I think I got like the Glenmoral Witch Heads, but I'm not in the companions yet, so I couldn't do that. Then I got one that was out on Solstheim, so I couldn't do that because I haven't been there yet. I mean, I could have done it, but I would have had to go there for the first time. And then I finally got one, but it's in one of the orc strongholds, and I haven't done the Forge Master's Fingers yet. So I'm actually going to do the Forge Master Fingers next, so I can get into the stronghold and get the thing that I need out of the Longhouse.
Yeah, and you can get the Forge Master Fingers. I think you have to make a replica of those if you don't want to give them back.
Yep.
But yeah, I had an idea of because I was just Breton I was talking about earlier was just a meandering character. He's just wandering around like doing it. He wasn't really following anything. He didn't go and see the Greybeards or anything, but and that Fusro dash out is pretty fucking useless when you've only got one word.
Yeah, this is a good point. Yeah,
it wasn't helpful out a great deal. But I did have this idea because I was trying to do this of like, where he just comes upon everything that's coming up on the compass above you. He would just like walk in and explore it and see what's there. But it was untenable. It was like, because you turn around and then there's like 30 things in every single direction. So which direction am I going in? And it kind of didn't work out. So then I had this other idea of like, basically what I do is I go to Orion and ask what he wants me to go and get. And if it's like, this ring that's in this house, go and get that ring. But if it's like, Isgramore's armor at the end of the Companions quest, go and join the Companions and try and get that armor at the end of the quest. But then I started playing Valheim again, so it kind of got put to one side.
Oh God, how's Valheim going?
It's going really well. I started one of the boss fights and couldn't finish it.
Oh yeah.
I got it was one of the whatchamacallit, one of their choices that they made with the functionality of potions. So basically, when you have an effect from a potion on, you can't take another of the same potion until that one has run out. So there's one that you have poison resistance, and you can't, if you let's say there's like a timer on it, there is a timer on it, but when you get to it lasted like only another 10 seconds, you can't take one of the same one and then get it back up to the full 8 minutes again. You got to wait until it runs out, and I was right in the middle of a fucking very poisonous fight.
Oh God.
And so when that ran out, and in the space of time between it running out and me taking the potion again, I got poisoned, and it just started wiping out my health. And I wasn't happy with it, so I was like, fuck this. And I think I went off and played. That's when I went to play Fallout 4 on the Xbox. Like, fuck that. And started a new game there. And then that fucking crapped out of me in the middle of downtown. So like, fuck that. And then started playing Fallout 4 on the PC.
Oh man. Yeah, I hopped back into, I did a bunch of my play today, actually. I did like Nettlebane, that quest for the tree and all. I always forget that you can the follower that you get as you're heading to the Elder Gleam Sanctuary, that you can have him just get you a little sapling. So I actually did that this time because I hadn't done that in so long. I usually get up there and then forget he's right behind you, where he'll ask you to not do it. This time I delayed a little bit, and so I came across it and I was like, oh yeah, you can do it this way. I'll do it this way this time. It was a little easier.
I usually do it the sapling way, but this time I wanted the big tree, so I was like, no, fuck it. You stay here. I can't be bothered with your ass. So I went off and I got the big tree.
Oh,
yeah, I made him stay there too.
You made him stay there. Oh, and I discovered if you fast travel with the horse to the airship parked outside of the Explorers Guild area, the horse appears on top of the ship. So you actually you're on the ship on the horse, and I'm like, oh, that was a little strange.
Awesome.
The horse almost fell off the one time because it tried following me across the plank to get in the back door there to Explorers Guild, and I was like, oh boy, that might be a mess. So I've just been sending them out to go to dig and find me things. And then I check that chest, and there's stuff in there, and it's nice. I made a couple items, is it the Falmer Hex item? I think I made,
yeah,
and some Dwemer item I made, and then I made a banner. The banner is pretty easy. I think it's like a Nordic banner or something. And then I figured out how to level up my archaeology as well. So that was nice. So I'm up to the part where I can rebuild the Dwemer automatons, which is nice. So I actually rebuilt a spider after I killed it, and it followed me around on the Archangazm quest. The what is that called?
You get
Lost to the Ages.
Lost to the Ages, yeah.
Yeah, there's quite a few items you get from that.
Yeah, you get Zephyr.
Yeah, I've got to finish that off because I just went as far as getting Zephyr, and then I went back and made a replica and put it in the museum.
Yeah, I did make a replica of Zephyr, and now I just have to find the other 3 fragments, I believe it is, and then the forge. So, I'll do that part. And then I guess, do you get other stuff along the way that would go in? I'm trying to think.
Yeah, you get the Dwemer made the ethereal crown or the shield.
Yeah, whichever ethereal item you get. Yeah.
And then you can make a copy of that, but you can also make a replica of the other 2.
Oh,
well,
okay.
And even if you don't, them because you obviously have them in your mind when you're gonna choose which one. So you can.
Okay.
And I think there's like there's ones that they've added, other stuff that they've added as well that you pick up in there that can also be displayed.
Okay.
Like a weapon or something like that you can get.
So you can just make replicas of all that stuff, even if you don't make it. So, yeah, that's good. Yeah, because that helps you complete it without having to.
Yeah, because was it? It's as I know if you've done. Was it Dawnguard yet?
No, I haven't started Dawnguard yet.
I haven't been there yet. Well, no. So I have. I've been by the castle, but I haven't been in the castle. There's a mine right there that I had to go get something from.
Yeah, I think it's one of the books, I think.
And the funny thing is I never knew that mine was there. So I don't know if it's a mod added or if it's always there and I just never had a clue. But
was it full of bears?
Yes.
Yeah, it was there. Have you been doing the Crusader, the relics of the Crusader?
Yep, I got those.
Did you get the boots?
Yeah.
Boots, the greatest thing in the entire mod. Those boots are the greatest thing that's ever in Skyrim. Doesn't matter what, was it Convenient Horses, Alduin, Lydia? Those boots are the best things in Skyrim, bar none. Because they make there's the boots from Oblivion, from the relics of the Crusader, and they got the same enchantment on them, where animals don't attack you.
Oh, nice.
So you can just go everywhere now, and the bears will just ignore you, the wolves will just ignore you, saber cats, everything. Nothing attacks you.
Huh. Is that part of a separate mod, or?
No, that's a part of it's. You'll get the quest. You'll read some book, and it'll give you a quest to be able to go and find all the relics of the Crusader.
Oh, awesome! I guess I'll have to get a little further along in Legacy. Yeah.
There's a lot of books that you can't find on shelves. You have to buy them in shops. So if you go into the shops, make sure you check out the book section and check all the books, buy all the books that are in the section there that you haven't read.
Oh, okay.
You should have a little eye next to them.
Yeah, there's the eye next to them, yeah.
That you haven't read, and make sure you buy all of those. And there's some quests attached to those as well.
Oh, nice. I'm going to have to start double checking for that. Because I did notice a book when I was in... at Riverwood Traders, and there was one that was pretty expensive, and I was like, maybe I should buy that. So yeah, next time I'll make sure I pick it up, or maybe I did buy it and didn't read it. There's a possibility. I'll have to look in my inventory. Yeah,
there's some really expensive ones, and they're usually the ones that'll have little extra bits attached to it.
Oh, okay.
And I was going to ask, have you guys done the guard captain of the library? Have you done this quest yet?
I haven't gotten that yet. When does it kick off?
Yeah, I don't know if Michael, you're probably not that deep into the mod, because it seems to me that happened when I got around 300, 400.
Oh, okay.
Pieces.
Yeah, I'm still at right around 200, like just maybe a couple under 200, upper 190s, something like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I mean he's there. There's a god. Was it begins with an A or something?
Yeah, I can't remember.
I can't remember his name. Yeah,
but and for me, it happened after the quest where you go through the excavation with the group.
Oh, okay. You take the group out for an group excavation, and then it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should speak to one of the guild, the researcher guy. I think he's
the guy that sneezes all the time.
Yeah, they have all their own little traits. I was also saying, did you actually find the little note upstairs in the Explorers Guild Hall?
I don't know.
Yeah, it seems because that was. It led me to understand, some of the stuff that was going on, but now I can't remember what it was.
Oh, it's whatchamacallit. There's artifacts or sort of like tools that other explorers like have been using. So they're all legendary explorers, and they have their own specific tools that made them awesome. But they're all dead, like when they were going like the explorer stuff. And so there's like, if you look in the guild hall, there's a display case of where you put all stuff. So there's like stuff like, I think it's Alvoro's tools and Big Ben's rucksack, and there's all these like special artifacts, and they're like a specialized version of the rucksack you get, and it's got. What does it? I think it adds 200 carry weight instead of the 100 that the mod adds, and it's bright orange and everything like that. It looks like it. And there's whatchamacallit, a spyglass that you can get that lets you find seashells on the seashore. Because you can, if you look along the seashore, you can all the shells and the conches and things like that. You pick those up and they get displayed in the museum as well. What else is there? There's loads of these different tools that you can find, like, and they're all in the game that you can just randomly run across. But if you find the note that's inside the guild house, it tells you where they all are. You can go out and sort of like hunt them down and find them.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna have to find many more items so I can get further along in this. I have to do the list.
There's also a great night at the museum quest that pops up after you get up high enough.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to make a list so I can be more efficient. See exactly what I need and know where I need to go.
Yeah, I get a little on rails sometimes. When I do stuff like this, but I after a stretch of about 3 different play sessions, I had logged about 200 different things to add to the museum.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Yeah, because today I only added maybe like 50, and that was a pretty good amount of playtime, like a couple hours at least.
Yeah.
But yeah,
and I've gotten a few of the obscure Daedric items too.
Yeah, I probably was going to go to Azora next, since I had to kick off to college to get the Sarthal thing anyway. So I have access to it, and I can travel over to Sarthal to get to Azora's Shrine pretty quickly. So because I still don't have a ton unlocked on the map either. Like even like Falkreath, I didn't even have unlocked. I just went there to kick off Helgen Reborn. Actually,
and between all the quests that I'm doing to get these items and the dragons, it's definitely cranked up the levels. So I just hit 53 or 54.
Oh yeah,
something like that. And have had to go legendary on a bunch of stuff. Just because I looked at my my menu, and it like 100. In smithing and enchanting and archery and sneak and light armor and illusion and
yeah,
like, holy crap.
So you weren't really even leveling anymore.
Because I was wondering, so I've been level 52 for like a week.
Oh god, yeah, because nothing else is going up anymore. Yeah,
right.
Have you noticed any different in the main hall, in the very when you walk in through the front door, right in the center there, and he changes. Right?
I don't think so.
Have a look in the was it in the main hall, and you walk in through the front door, right in the very center of the room. You should be able to spot a little bit of difference.
Okay. Weird stuff pops up all the time. I was looking the other day, where the hall that you go down to, to get to the room where you turn everything in. There's all kinds of Falmer stuff and Hagraven stuff and giant stuff, and although it was kind of cool. So when you do the Night at the Museum quest, it's all destroyed, but you see all the stuff that goes there. So that was kind of cool. I ran into a little bit of a mod conflict.
Oh yeah.
So I was doing the Golder quest line and needed to get the Ivory Claw back because I had gotten it and turned it in because it's been so long since I did it. I forgot that you needed to hang on to it. And so I went to go take it, and I could take every claw off the wall except that one.
Oh, God. Oh, jeez.
And so I started looking it up.
Giving you the finger.
Yeah. So I started looking it up and found out that it's a mod conflict issue that's known. And so I'm like, crap. Well, I'm not going to start screwing around trying to figure out what mod I need to delete. So, fortunate, being on PC, I just consoled me in a new Ivory Claw.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's a good point.
So,
yeah, I think I still have the emerald, the ivory, and one other claw, the sapphire maybe. But I've finished with it's the emerald and the ivory that you use in Galdor, right?
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken. But they're still in my inventory. It didn't come out when I auto sort it, but I don't know. I may have.
I found out that with claws, I've had to actually and Dragon Priest masks, I've had to put those in manually.
Okay, yeah, that's what I figured I was going to have to do. I'm gonna go in and put them in manually then, because I noticed they were still in my inventory, and I was like, "Huh, that's weird." I was like, "I'm kind of done with them." So, but they're in the in the Dragonborn area or something?
No, they're in the main. If you just walk in the door,
and
just walk straight through to the other side.
Yeah, that's right.
They're right on that back wall.
That's right. They're right in that main area. Yeah, so I'll drop them there. I think I might have one other one, but I'm not sure if I've finished with it or not. I'll have to actually look it up and see. I forget what it is.
Yeah. Orion's timing is just horrible. So undoubtedly, every time I'm parked at the station to unload stuff with a big haul of items, he'll walk in and say, "Hey, glad I found you." A bunch of people were passing through and donated this to the museum if you wanted to add it in. In 15 minutes when the sort's finished. Jerk.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, I just noticed people in my museum today. So.
Oh yeah, he's easier to find now because there's so many tours.
Oh God.
That I can hear him talking and be able to find him.
Oh, I can find him a little quick. Yeah, because right now it's like pretty sparse. So it'll be like, oh, he's in the Hall of Heroes. Well, I mean, that could be anywhere on like that main floor. And sometimes he's in a chair and like I run past him and don't even notice him because it's like against the wall. And I'm like, where is this guy at? Like, I can't find him.
Yeah, that's what he gets for wearing upholstery as clothes.
Yeah, exactly.
I must have run past him like 3 times today looking for him to change out my quest item that he had me searching for. So it's like until I could get to something a little more quickly to get some things for him.
Now, have you filled out your natural history wing?
I have to look. That's why I need to actually make a list. because that way I don't grab.
So
anything.
if you haven't,
Mm-hmm.
Don't be in a rush. Wait until after you do the night at the museum.
Oh, jeez. Oh, great.
No, that's going to ruin the fun.
I probably have most of it already. So, oh, is that the area where you can create the like do the
all
saber
the
cats and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah. I had it completely filled out.
Oh my god!
Giants and mammoths and dragons and hag ravens and wolves, the whole 9 yards.
Oh man, that sounds fun. Well, I'll just keep going as I'm going and experience it.
It was after about the 4th time that I had to restart because I died.
Oh, Jesus.
As Colin laughs at my ass.
Oh god.
Yeah, that's I laugh because the only thing that I did was run in the door, and because I ran in the door, I knew I could run out the door.
Yeah. Well, but the first time, so the first time I walked in, I got blasted and ended up inside one of the displays, the one right inside the door on the right. I couldn't get out. And so I'm stuck inside the display, just getting the crap blasted out of me until I was dead. And then I restarted.
Yeah, was it that the hag arriving in close quarters with those fireballs is not a fun time?
Yeah, no, she was getting back at me good for for killing her in the first place.
Yeah, for instance, yeah.
Oh god.
Wait there.
I'm all blurry.
Looks like there's a fire alarm going off.
Yeah. Hang on 1 second. I'm going to mute for a second here.
Oh man.
So, but yeah, I'm just having so much fun with this mod.
Oh, that's awesome.
The number of times that I've started it and just dropped it because I had no idea how to get things going. I'm glad now that I had the impetus to really figure it out and get Colin's help in understanding how to move forward with it.
And I'm so sorry that something came between me and doing exactly that. Because I've had the same experience as you. I've been partway down the road with it, but never really plumbed its depths.
Yeah. Now it's just an absolute addiction.
I mean, I've played with it in games. I must have had it in probably 5 profiles.
Oh wow!
And 4 of them I've gotten to like level 35, maybe 40 or something like that. Before I've sort of like given up on the playthrough and sort of like swapped to something else, played a different game, and then when I came back in, I've started a new playthrough. So I've only got one where I've gotten through all the quests of the entire mod, and that was like 1 in 5. And he still hasn't finished everything. That's that other Britain that I done. He's currently sitting at 1,700, I think, items in the museum.
Wow.
But I do have immersive weapons loaded. I don't have immersive armors, but I do have immersive weapons, and that adds like a lot more.
A lot of items. Okay.
Yeah.
We have Michelle in the chat, of course.
Hey, Michelle.
Welcome, Michelle. Welcome, Victor.
Hey, Colin. I don't know why my video is flashing that way.
Yeah, it's very
yeah, that's weird. I'm trying to figure it out. I may just have to turn it off.
You didn't drop acid earlier on or anything?
Not recently, no. I did enough of that between the age of 13 and 20 that I think I did enough for the rest of my life.
Man.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to shut the video off. That's weird.
Yeah, it's a weird flashing thing.
Yeah.
Wow, 1,700 items, man. I have a long way to go there. But yeah, obviously I'm not using immersive. But the Zim's artifacts thing is really nice when like especially with the Galdor and the other things it changes. It's like really spices it up a bit,
Yeah, there's something else I was using that I really liked what he done on it, and I can't remember for the life of me what it was. but yeah, the gold armor is one of my favorites of how he's changed it. And he's was it all the Thane weapons are pretty nice. Was it the one that I got from Whiterun, because that's the one I'm using on the Wanderer guy, and I was using the greatsword that you get from Whiterun, and every time you hit somebody with it, it shortens the cooldown of your shout.
Oh, nice.
Which I thought was pretty awesome at the time, but I only have the one, and it's pretty and it sucks.
Yeah. You're
you only have Foos.
Only slightly relenting force.
Yeah, that's it. So, kind of squinting force. Yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah, where it's a mild stun.
Yeah. And which definitely does not interrupt dragon breath.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Oh god. Yeah, I missed with a shout earlier on a Briarheart that I was I think it was when I was heading for like Red Eagle's sword, and I headed up the redoubt and all that kind of thing, and there's that one Briarheart you come across, and I was like, ooh, I'm just gonna blast him right off his platform, and then I missed, and the next thing I know I was getting like completely cut down with the double-handed attack.
Oh, ouch.
I was like, well, that was a good try.
It's hard to miss with unrelenting force.
Yeah, it is. I did though.
But it can be done.
It can be done. It can be done.
Yeah.
And I have all three words too. So.
Oh wow.
Which is nice because you really send people flying. That's for sure. Cyclone's still
my usual is the sad trombones when I forget to hold the key quite long enough to get all three words out. Yeah. That's
that does stink when it's only like you think you've held it long enough and you only get the two words.
Yeah.
And it doesn't throw them anywhere.
Right. And then they get pissed off.
Yeah. I still really love Cyclone and need to find those because that is just stupidly fun.
Yeah, was it one of my I was playing with Revenge of the Enemies, I think it was. And that gives all the Draugr shouts. So all your basic Draugr, they all get like Frost Breath shout and a little bit of Frusradar and stuff like that. But then when they get into the higher levels, so like when you get in the 30s or 40s, then it starts giving the Disarm and Cyclone. And Cyclone just wipes you. Because for some reason it doesn't lift you up and throw you across a room. It just, rips about half your fucking health off.
Oh God!
And they also give them Soul Tear as well. So that kind of like it hits you for 25% of your health or something like that.
Oh yeah.
So it's like but it's so much fun, and you get some special enemies that he adds. There's one in no, it's not the one in Iverstead. It's in just north of it. You know the one where you got the Dunmer woman and she's wants to get the treasure and all her thingies ran off, and she asks you to join her to try and get the treasure, and then right at the very end she gets into the treasure room and then that trap comes up and sends her to the ceiling.
Squishes her to the ceiling. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Is it the scroll? No, it's not the scroll person.
It's
that's scroll for Anska.
Like for
Anska,
yeah.
Anska, yeah.
I think it's Murdressy or something like that. I think. Once you go downstairs, there's what you would call it. It's usually there's just a leveled Draugr in there, not a Deathlord like maxed out, but there's usually a high level Draugr in there. But if you have Revenge of the Enemies in there, it's called what you call it? What's the guy's name over in Solstheim?
Mirak. Sorry, I thought you meant the NPC.
Mirak.
The follower. No, okay, Mirak.
Yeah, Mirak. And it's something to do with that. I think it's like a a cultist true believer is what it's called, and he's got like it's a Draugr, but he's got kind of sort of like some of the armor, like the shoulders are all sort of like got that same sort of shoulder armor that it's got on the cultists, on the robes that they wear, and similar to that, and he has different types of shouts, and what's it? I think that's it. That's it. He has a shout that makes you your carrier weight go exceedingly high, so you end up walking really slowly. So you think you're going to be able to like pelt him with arrows, and then once he gets too close, you're going to run away. No, then he hits you with that shout, and then you're like slowly walking away, and he just catches up to you and nails you. I found that after a while, but that one was always a lot of fun, and now I just hide in the stairs every time he comes after me. Oh yeah, that's it, because he can summon a seeker as well.
Oh, okay. Is that Revenge of the Enemies or high level enemies?
I think it's Revenge of the Enemies, because that's all I have loaded in the last one.
Yeah,
I did play through some Moonpath to Elsewhere too on my Xbox character.
Oh, nice.
I think I'd played a little bit of it previously, but I think I ran into crashing issues back then. So this is the furthest I've played through it. I'm not like super deep into it, but I kind of like the mechanic of it. And I got to the part where you get the airship, and it kind of takes you to the different places. I think I'm at the desert now, if I'm not mistaken, which obviously elsewhere. But yeah, I'm through like the cave areas and things like that. So that's pretty fun too. I forgot I was playing a little bit of that as on the Xbox as opposed to the legacy one on the PC. So
nice.
In Discord, somebody mentioned what is it called? Treasure of Riverwood Manor. Has anybody played that?
No.
I'm gonna have to take a look at that. I think
is that an Xbox mod?
Yeah, but I think it's just on everything. It's a housing mod with some quests. So I mean, there's so many housing mods. But yeah, I might have to check that one out. I have that one character that I kind of that's pretty high level that I'll pop into stuff with just because I can run through them without much difficulty. Plus, it's like the only way to organize mods on Xbox is to just play through one, get rid of it, when you want to try different stuff. It's a little funky because there's no real organization on it, to turn things on and off so simply.
Yeah, and the search option. Look, when you're looking for a mod, you can put in like the entire name for it, and it still won't
show up. Yeah, yeah. You have to, if you don't go on go through Bethesda's like website on your phone or whatever, on laptop, whatever, and then favorite it, and then get it. Once you go on the Xbox, you're just going to be wasting your time searching on the Xbox itself. It's so
yeah,
funky.
it's terrible.
Yeah,
it's really terrible.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, like Colin said, you can put in the entire name of the mod, and sometimes it doesn't even show up.
Yeah,
and you're like, oh wait, this doesn't make any sense. This makes very little sense. Why am I doing it this way? Yeah, it's I kind of hopped into both of those characters this week, or the past 2 weeks, I should say. When I think when Connor was playing on the PC, I switched over and was playing the Xbox One a bit. So I played a little bit of that Moonpath. And I think I might have played it in the morning when Stardew crashed on me or something, or I did something stupid. That's my pre-work game. I play for 20 minutes before work each day. Quiet little farming thing.
Yeah, my all my kids love that game. Well, at least Kate and Sean do. It's their jam for sure.
Yeah, it had a nice new update, kind of expanded it out. The guy does a great job with it.
Yeah.
So still in Valorant. Oh wait, Valorant. You're in Valheim. Connor's playing
Valheim.
Yes.
Yeah.
Valorant, different game.
I've found it's sort of the game I've been waiting for to replace, not necessarily replace, but to sort of
really.
Yeah, kind of replace Skyrim,
yeah.
But not really. It's a perfect thing for me to sort of just lose myself in for an hour a day.
Nice.
Or two.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I finally went and what should we call it? Summoned Bone Mass.
Yeah, I'm getting ready.
Yeah, which I found. There's more than one altar. I found one in the north, and I found a new one in the south when I was really annoyed about it with the placement of the one in the north.
Yeah.
So I found one in the south, which was like at the very edge of the swamp when I could get to with a boat, and there was like a little crypt nearby. And then he kicked my ass.
Yeah, he's I fought him with Sean and Kate, and of course, the more people on the server, the harder the bosses get, right? So he's pretty tough. He pukes out all that poison. You got to have a lot of poison resist potions with you.
Yeah, I was telling the guys earlier, and it was like I was moaning, bemoaning the fact that you can't refresh it. You have to wait until it runs out, and then take another one. And in between that time of it running out and me trying to take another one, I got poisoned, and that sort of started wiping all my health. And then he clubbered me because I didn't have my shield up at the right time, and I died. And I was like, right, screw you, screw this. And then I went and played Fallout 4, and then that screwed me over. So I went and played Fallout 4.
Well, if Michael, you haven't played. I know Ray, you haven't played Valheim yet, have you? Or you probably not going to. Yeah. And Michael, you haven't played it.
I haven't played it yet. No.
Yeah. So the world, when you look at the map of the world, it's basically a disc, 3D flat, however you want to perceive it, but it's very large, and it's essentially procedurally generated. So everything is kind of random. The world I'm playing on now, the boss that Colin is referring to, is so far away. All 3 locations that I have to sail for probably 20 real-time, half an hour, maybe real-time minutes, just to get to each one of the locations, and they're all just surrounded by the most difficult, biome masses possible. So it's very hard. It can be really frustrating, but it's fun. It's a lot of adventure.
That seems fun.
So. Well, Ray, if you ever decide you get interested, you can come on the server I have. So
thanks.
You're welcome anytime.
Yeah, I just have to get over my aversion to third-person games.
It's something I'm with you. I very much prefer first person, but for some reason this one just sort of I never even really noticed that it was. Part of it's because you're not spinning on a pin like you do in some third-person games, where the character is just rotating on basically up his butt. It's kind of, and it just seems natural. It's really well animated, I guess. Don't you think, Colin? It's sort of seamless. You don't really even notice that you're in third person in that game.
I mean, I think for the most part with the third person thing is that I don't like the back of his head.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I get in close to be is how I like the fight. I get as close in as possible, but his head gets in my way when I'm trying to enjoy the game. His head being in the way takes me out of the game. When I get fully into it, when I'm concentrating on doing something, you're absolutely right. I could totally forget that it's there and I can just play the game normally. Yeah. But then sort of I'll get in a fight and I'll get surrounded or something like that. And then it starts get out of the fucking way. Let me play. I don't want to be looking at the back of your fucking head.
Yeah. I usually play sort of backed out the camera backed out all the way. So I don't notice that. Actually, I have the opposite experience because with the camera backed out all the way, there's so much vegetation and the vegetation doesn't disappear like it does in some games that, when you have something in your way, the game engine gets it out of there. It's in your way. So the tree leaves.
You could be dying and never know it.
Oh yeah. The sail of the ship it can, block you out. That happened to me. There's these things called death skeetos, which are very, very nasty. They'll one-shot you easily. They're glass cannons, but they will one-shot you easily. And so it was a perfect Looney Tunes cartoon moment. I I got too close to the coast. A death mosquito came. I killed the thing, and I was celebrating, and then I felt this bump. I realized I had touched land. I turned around, and there were these two giant things called loxes and one goblin, and basically I was turned into a bloody pulp within about 3 seconds. It's like,
man.
Yeah, it was terrible. Anyway, it was funny, but
those fucking goblins hit like a fucking truck.
Yeah, they do. They're meant to. Yeah, because it's sort of the final. It's the final sort of biome.
Excuse me. Well, no, there's one more, isn't it? There's
several more coming, but that's the last. That's the hardest one currently, right? So,
is it?
Yeah.
Because I haven't been to I found this one called. Was it the Windy something? The Wind something?
There's the Mistlands and
Mistlands. That's it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then there's another one called Fire. There's nothing there though. The Mistlands are full of spider webs, but there's nothing populating the area.
Ah, right. Because I haven't been in there. I only went past it on the boats.
Right.
You know what I love most about the game is the fucking boats. It's the sailing. Yeah, because as you were saying, because like you, the two bone mass altars that I found was one far north that I had to go past like 4 islands and literally sail, like you said, for about 20 minutes to be able to get there. Got attacked by 2 of those fucking things. I think you know what I'm talking. Yeah, I was going to say, but yeah, the fucking sea serpent. Yeah, and it's okay if you've got the wind with you because you can outrun them on the carve. But if you're on I had died, and obviously my boat, proper boat, the carve or carve, however you pronounce it, that was at where I had died. So to get there, I sort of like teleported as close as I could get to where one of my teleport things was, and I built a raft.
Oh boy.
And I jumped on the raft to try and get, which was across an ocean to try and get to the carve. And like halfway there, and just as I was halfway there, a serpent find me. And you can't outrun those bastards on a raft. So I turned it directly towards the nearest plot of land, and he was coming up, and he was jumping, and and luckily he destroyed it just close enough because I was maxed out on on all my food, so I had a shit ton of stamina, and I just managed to be able to swim to shore while he had destroyed my boat. And luckily I didn't die in the middle of the fucking sea because I don't think I had enough to be able to build another carve to be able to get out and get it. I could only build
you'll drown quickly.
Yeah.
Stamina is in Valheim. Stamina is probably the most important element there is. Everything revolves around that, and what you eat to make it to build your stamina. But it's a very compelling game.
Yeah. Oh, have you tried them? You probably have, but I made a great axe.
Mm-hmm. They're okay.
I love them. I mean, I don't fight with them because they suck. You can't use them in a real fight. It's like if a guy with double daggers from Skyrim met you, he'd wipe you in a couple of seconds.
Mm-hmm. Where those big hammers like that with the sort of that AoE effect, they're great in the crypts and dungeons because you can, even when you're outside a door, you don't even happen to open the door or knock down all the iron scrap or whatever. You can just hit the ground with one of those things, and the AoE will kill enemies on the other side of the door. So they're really good for that. Other than that, I don't use them much.
I ran across a couple of the turtles. I was like, oh, that's a strange looking island.
Yeah.
And but no, the game is awesome, and it's just so full of surprises, and usually they end in death.
Yeah, they do. But it does scratch a very much a Skyrim itch. It's full of discovery and things. So even after 11 years, Skyrim still has things that you've never seen before, or you've forgotten you saw 5 years ago, or whatever. And Valheim sort of does scratch that same itch. There's fleeing from something. The other day, I turned into a what looked like it was going to be just an inlet to try to get away from, and then it turned out that there was a river that passed between two giant land masses, and it was absolutely just freaking gorgeous. It was just, the sunlight coming through the trees and this beautiful little river running. It's amazing. And Skyrim has the same kinds of moments where you just sort of come into this spot and the lighting is gorgeous and it's just peaceful and yeah. Anyway, it's
I get that when I'm coming out of what should we call it, the back of Bleak Falls Barrow. And you're coming down and you see lake and an altar, and you're coming down and then you see the little island and you see the fishermen on the opposite side.
Yeah.
And it's right near Anis's cabin. If you catch that light like coming out and it's just sunset or something like that, or when it's midnight and you get all the stars and it's a clear sky.
Yeah. That's why I always play with the music off on these games. I want to hear just the world around me.
Ambient noise, yeah.
Yeah, it's nice that way.
Michelle was saying he's been playing Lord of the Rings online 7 days a week, 5 to 6 hours a day.
Good for you, Michelle. Yeah. That's awesome.
And he has a problem with third-person view because after a while he gets nauseous with it, which is the exact opposite of the problem I have where first-person view does that.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, like I can bounce back and forth between the two. Like in Skyrim, I'd say I'm probably 60-40 first person. But I need those, like when I'm going across the expansive areas, I need to hop out into third person for that break.
Yeah. There is, of course, a first person mod available for Valheim now, but I watched somebody playing with it and it didn't look very good. So, it looks similar. I don't know if you've ever played with some of the extra camera first person mods for Skyrim where it allows you to see your feet and everything like that. Those are
point of perspective or something like that. I think it's called.
Yeah, those are disorienting and a little too wide a camera, and they make me feel kind of out of sorts. Yeah.
I've seen them be reviewed. I haven't downloaded them. They didn't look. It was never that big of an issue for me.
Yeah,
sounds like.
Well, they purport to be more realistic, sort of, but I don't think they really are.
Yeah, it sounds like the VR view I got.
I can't see my feet.
Well, exactly.
I'm with you there.
And in my case, I wouldn't want to see my feet.
Yeah.
I'm standing, so therefore they must still be there. I don't need to see them.
Yeah. Oh god. Yeah, the VR was kind of like that, where you would see your hands would pop up in front of you in weird ways and things like that. It was very an odd view. That's
one of my big aversions to VR. Is the weird hands out in front of you thing.
Yeah, there's like floating hands, and it was very strange. Yeah,
I'm sure you've covered this, Michael, but where the hell are you that it's still light out?
Oh, that's just a background. It's not still light out.
Oh, okay.
That's just a fake background, which is why I'm somewhat at the bottom of it because my laptop. There we go.
I get it.
Okay. Yeah. In the real world, there's a cat right here that you can't see. There's
okay.
Yeah.
I got it.
Nice
run, though.
I was like, oh, I'll go for an office today.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's cleaner.
Oh, there's the cat.
Yeah, it's weird. If I think if I get my arm behind him, he'll magically appear. There he is.
Yeah.
He's like, you woke me up for that? What is going on here?
Yeah.
Tell that guy to shut up.
Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, yeah. When I keep going on Game Pass and getting like tempted to go play all the old Bethesda stuff again because of everything being on there. I'm like, oh, God. But then we were talking earlier about Starfield a little bit, and like, I just hope for E3 that we get something with that at least.
Yeah, I'm a little pissed at Game Pass because the good stuff that I really want to play is only on Xbox Game Pass instead of PC Game Pass.
I haven't checked the PC one recently to see what's on there.
Yeah.
I wonder if it'll take a bit to get that one up a little.
I just haven't had my Xbox hooked up where I can use it, so because I want to play Outriders, but it's only available on Xbox.
Oh.
And that looks like a lot of fun. So,
yeah, I did see that pop up on there. I should download that just to try it out.
if anybody likes grid-based games, I don't know if do you guys, any of you guys remember a game called Dungeon Master? This goes back into the late 80s. So it's like, it was on the Amiga. It might've been a couple other things. Dungeon Master was one of my favorite early games, but it was a grid-based game. So you move one square at a time, straight ahead, left, right, but no diagonals. Anyway, there's still a genre there. There's a game called Vaporum, Lockdown. It's sort of a steampunk grid-based game. Sean streamed it start to finish on Twitch last few days. It's really good, and it's like $15 or something like that. I'm not sure if it's on Game Pass or not, but it's worth checking out.
Yeah, that seems pretty. Yeah, I played a game like that. It had to be 15 or 20 years. May have been on the original Xbox. It was called Gladius.
Okay. I was thinking you were going to say Grimrock, because that was another one. Yeah, Gladius, I don't know.
Yeah, it was an arena-based, turn-by-turn, grid-based game. So you were a gladiator, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And you do the bet. But it was, all grid-based. And it was...
Well, this is first-person grid.
Oh, first person. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you're yeah. So was Dungeon Master. It was a first-person grid-based game, yeah. But you had in Dungeon Master you had a party of 4, but this one you're alone. It's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever played a first person grid based recently that I can think of.
I wonder if Michelle remembers Dungeon Master.
Oh, he went out for a evening walk before their curfew because of their COVID curfew, I assume.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, today they just ended the lockdown here. So
that's what I heard. Vivian was telling me, because she's looking to come over and visit her mom as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ease restrictions, the lockdown's not completely over. You're still not allowed inside pubs. You can go to a pub and go outside and sort of like meet and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And finally, the hairdressers are open. So I'm looking at Ted rock and rollish.
Could you join a hair band? Is that what you're saying?
Well, see, the problem with me is it's kind of like curly, and so it looks like I've got this massive, like, wavy perm type thing. That it's kind of like, kind of like disappearing because it's like, hasn't got enough curl left into it.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't want to hear about your hair problems.
Yeah.
Although I must say it has been pretty handy. I just get out the razor, shave it all off, and I'm good to go.
Yeah, there you go.
You see, that's the problem I had. I was getting serious annoyed with it. It was so bad that I nearly took the clippers to it and shaved the head. But the only problem is that if I do that, I look like a wingnut. So it's either look like a Ferengi from Deep Space Nine, or put up with this sort of like this skeevy like cross. Whatchamacallit? What's that redneck thing that they have?
Oh, mullet.
A mullet, yeah. So if I brush it too cleanly to the sides, it kind of gives like that mullet vibe.
Oh, man. Oh gosh. Yeah, well, I hit my 2 weeks post vaccination on Saturday. So
good for you.
That's all good.
I got my first dose last Friday.
Oh, so, nice.
Yeah. I tried to wait for the government to schedule me in, and they didn't, so I just had to do it myself.
I do have to say, New Jersey was super efficient. Like the early months, obviously, were tough when there wasn't a lot of vaccinations, but once it like really started rolling, New Jersey has been like
that's good,
really fast. We're already, I think, as of the 19th, 16-year-olds are able to are eligible.
Yeah, same here in New York.
Yeah,
So
that's it's going quick. Thankfully here.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. I got mine at CVS. So
I'm still waiting. I don't even know where they are.
Oh, wow.
At the moment. Probably sort of like, low 50s, I think, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Over here still. So
vaccinations?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not better than here.
They're doing it by age groups. So.
Oh, 50's age. I thought you meant percentage.
Yeah, no. 50's age, so they're still at that. So I've got another, 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, here it just varies by state where they're at and what's getting done and all that.
Yeah.
As always.
Which one did you get, Michael?
Pfizer.
Pfizer, yeah, same here.
I was pretty fortunate to not really have any side effects. Some lethargicness after the second dose. But that was about it. I was just tired. Nothing substantial. We had a couple guys at work who got it during the week and they were hit pretty hard.
Yeah.
they were pretty beat the next day. And I'm like, what are you even doing here? Like, just go home.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because it got progressively worse during the day on them. So like they hit their 24-hour mark in the middle of the workday. They were like, whoa. They're like, I felt fine this morning, but I really am like, just go. Like, it's not a big deal.
Yeah. That's all the microchips activate.
Yeah, exactly. It was draining all their battery supply.
Yeah. That's it. They got too close to one of the mobile phone towers.
Yeah. It was wearing them down so fast.
Forgot to wear the tinfoil hat.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah, I got I found 2 vaccines for them at work because they were doing them. And I just happened to be doing something on the computer and a pop-up came on my screen that they had extra. I was like, run over there now. Then they ran over and got them done, like without having any appointment or anything. They were able to skip just because of extras for the day. I was like, nice. There you go. Just random. It's the one time work benefited you.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do a list like I did for Legacy of the Dragonborn and figure out the things I need and be more efficient. I did start fast traveling though, because that was really slowing me down. Not fast traveling, and because I wasn't getting through quests and getting places, and I wanted to get more items in the museum. So I was like, I'm just gonna start fast traveling back and forth and hitting the places in between.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I'm still trying to figure out Summer Mist. Still learning that. It's hard when you have something so massive as Legacy to also then try and figure out the other mods that you're playing along with it.
Yeah, so many things will pop up. Okay, where the heck did that come from?
Yeah. It's like, oh, wait, which one am I in now? What part of what? But I might maybe on the Xbox I'll do just like a straight Summer Mist thing so I can understand it a little better, just to get like a baseline of it so I can then use it with the character I already have it on, because it's easy enough just to
pretty much all the deities got tired of my inattention. So
I had one up. You know what? I had one up to like 179%.
Wow.
And that's when I accidentally switched to Meridia, who then kicked me to the curb within like 5 minutes because I conjured an avenging wraith twice. So now we got Talos, and I'm just going to have to go take out a lot of Thalmor. Or Thalmor, I should say, not Thalmor. But,
has anybody tried Odin, which I think is his newest mod? I don't even know if it's out yet or not.
Oh no.
I don't even know what it's for. I get his Patreon posts, but I haven't.
Yeah, I don't remember which one. I think I'm doing the thinned down version
of Winter Sun. Yeah. I forget what that's called. Morning.
Yeah. Starts with a Trua.
Okay. All right.
Minimalistic faiths of Skyrim.
Okay. Yeah. Oh wait, Summer Mist is
even that takes too much attention.
Summer Mist.
You just got to remember to pray regularly. That's
a thing. Yeah.
Yeah. That just doesn't happen.
I just stick it on a hotkey.
Yeah, that way you remember. Well, or if you do remember, you do.
Yes.
I like some of the buffs that you get. I mean, the Daedric ones are pretty. I was going to ask what the Meridia one was because I haven't done it yet. But you didn't get that far.
Didn't get far enough to find that out, unfortunately. Didn't go well.
Was it? I've only gotten the Hermes Mora one, and that was if you meditate and at the cost of, I think it's 10% of your faith. So, like, if you had like 155, you could spend 10 of that, go down to 145, and it'll give you one increased skill point in any thing.
Oh wow!
So
that's not bad.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. But as soon as I maxed out everything, then I stopped praying. But I role played it as in he would, like, he had learned all basically he turned into another Mirak. He'd gotten everything that he needed out of Hermes Mora, and then he was like done with him, and he was going to go off on his own.
Yeah, that's a good way to go about it. Yeah, I'm going to see if I can build up Talos while I'm doing my finishing my main quest and some other stuff. So I just have to make sure. I have to look and see what negatives there are, what things will make him not happy.
Have you done any of the Yakudan deities, Victor?
No, I have not.
I was thinking about trying one of those out. There's one that the passive is that when you have their blessing, what should we call it? Blessings from other deities that you get they double the effect. So whatever effect you get from, like, let's say Talos, you take his blessing when you sort of like pray at his shrine, it doubles like the shout cooldown. So I can't remember which one it was because you got a few of them. Tall Papa.
Is Hunding one? That's a red
Hunding.
Hunding, yeah, okay. No, the only one I've let's see. I'm playing with the character I created for this Legacy of Dragonborn is she's an Imperial. I'm trying to remember which. It's been so long now. I need to go back and really get her back up. And I played with Xerxes.
Yeah, that's the one of the ones I was using. Was it? He gives a
reveals all the characters, and then you get scrolls are more effective.
Yeah.
And if you read a skill book while you're praying,
it doubles the thing.
Yeah, you get some extra skill point in that skill. Yeah, it doubles it. Yeah, so that's actually a good one.
I found it hard to try and read the books because when you go down to pray, it brings up the bloody pray thing right in front of you, so you can't actually. It's the book. You have to pray to the side and then.
Yes, right. Yeah, you got to aim it just right. Yep, I found that too. Yeah,
to turn the book and read the book. And that one, it was pretty constantly in the like 190%, 200% most of the time because he was reading a lot of books, obviously for. What should we call it? The Legacy of the Dragonborn quest. Gathering all the books.
So yeah, for Meridia, you have buffs against undead, and restoration spells are 10% more effective.
Oh, that's what it was. Restoration. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you have activate an undead opponent in combat to call down a solar strike.
Mm-hmm.
So you get that light, the supreme light.
Would have been fun if I got to that.
Yeah, I'm just reading the mod page now.
Can it only be activated outside?
I don't know. Is that what it says there? I don't think it said anything about only outside.
Yeah, I was going to say there's not a lot of undead outside, so that's a draw.
It doesn't say anything about having to be outside, but it costs favor. So like a lot of those, yeah. So.
Yeah, I guess I could have conjured anything but the Wraith and been okay.
Yeah, because you were conjuring undead.
Yeah. If I had stuck with I don't think I even had a flame atronach yet, or did I? No, I didn't because I got that when I went to the college to get in. That's the one they sold me to get in. So I didn't even actually have that yet. I think I just came across the Wraith one randomly, or maybe it was from the ruined. It might have been from the ruined books. With what's her name?
Yeah,
it may have been that. Yeah,
the Avenging Wraith is definitely one of my favorites of all the.
Oh, it's super good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been using that one a ton. It only lasts for 30 seconds, but it's so good.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's especially good if you're if you're playing a stealth archer or whatever, or a ranged attack, you can send the Wraith in.
Yep.
Especially when you get the double distance on your conjurations.
Yeah, when you can put it down a little further away.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. That's all I got. Anybody else? Ray, got anything going on space or Fallout?
In No Man's Sky, they had an update a couple of weeks ago that added essentially seasons. So it's an exploration edition that gives you all kinds of different milestones to hit. With a lot of great rewards. So that's been a lot of fun. It's not a great way to learn to play No Man's Sky, but it's a great way if you've played No Man's Sky, kind of understand it. It's a great way to to get you to do some of the stuff in the game that you might not have done otherwise, that are really a lot of fun.
Gotcha.
So been enjoying playing through that. And then on the Fallout feed, we've killed Kellogg and went through his memories, and so that's about where we're at in that playthrough.
That was a very interesting quest line. I remember that.
Yeah,
following the
so we're getting close to the point where we start to diverge. So I'm with the Minutemen, which I never do. Andrew is with the Institute, which he hasn't done. I think Jess is with the Brotherhood of Steel, and Clint from Australia is doing the Railroad. And so we're about to the point where we all diverge and start going in our different directions for our different factions.
Gotcha.
I like the Railroad. The playthrough that I did just before you guys started the roundtable, so I was like totally done by then. Was a pure Railroad playthrough, which is a lot of fun actually.
Yeah.
No, nothing else, just Railroad.
Just a Railroad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played through on the Railroad. I enjoyed that. I think I played through on the Minutemen as well.
You got to be kind of careful with the Railroad if you make the wrong choices, things don't happen quite right. Yeah.
No, that's true. Yeah, I do recall that. Yeah.
I spent a fair amount of time in Far Harbor too. Are you guys doing Far Harbor?
No, we're just doing the main quest line.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to Far Harbor. I haven't been yet, but
it's definitely worth it with the Railroad if you're to sort of work Far Harbor in there.
Yeah, and it's it's been interesting. So I never. I might have once or twice actually gone to the museum and gotten Preston and his group out of the museum, which is like the first thing you do in the game.
Oh God, that's right. Yeah, they're like right down the end of the street.
Yeah. So 99% of the time I leave them in the upstairs.
Oh man.
Every once in a while, if I need to, I'll run through there and grab
the perception.
And they bitch and complain. Oh yeah, just leave. No worries.
Oh man.
That's funny.
But I downloaded a mod, We're the Minutemen, that has made it very palatable. It changes the way that the quests are given out. So you actually, when you turn in a quest, you don't immediately get another one. You have to go back and talk to him again in order to get a quest given to you. So you can, moderate that so that it's a little more.
That's very cool. I saw that when I saw it. I never tried it. It's good to know it's worth checking out.
Yeah, it's been real good, and it also adds a lot of Minutemen patrols.
Oh, nice.
In your settlements and stuff like that. So it actually seems like you're doing something. When you're going out and getting these different settlements on your side, because you actually see an increase of Minutemen activity.
Yeah, the progression of the Minutemen. I mean, it's not the same kind of storyline in any way, but it reminds me of the Companion. It's like, you do 2 minor quests and all of a sudden you're diving into the main story of the Companions. It's the same thing happens with the Minutemen. It's like boom, you're at the castle. Yeah.
I'm with whatchamacallit, I've forgotten his name again.
Preston.
Thank you. I've just taken him on as a follower, and I like him. He's a good guy in that, but he talks a little bit too much. I think that's all of them, all the followers in there. But what I really hate is, what's his name? The mechanic that's at Sanctuary that comes with Preston, where he gets you to make all that crap so you can learn how to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, plant food.
Sturgis.
Sturgis, that's it. And then after you leave that, and he's like, I better get back to it. Nothing happens to that place with him there. He doesn't fix anything. And then if they had to work it in that, while you're away, he actually fixes the walls and does something throughout the entire game of the whole time he's there. But he doesn't. He just does nothing. The only time you go back is when he can build that bloody thing for you. Yeah. If you can build this, why can't you fucking build that fucking wall, you burr?
Yeah. Or throw some extra beds up so I don't have to travel all the way back here just to build a bed because another settler showed up.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So they're kind of static. They're the characters. They just sort of, they're little flies in amber, I guess is the best way.
Yeah. Which is why most of the time they don't exist in my game.
Yeah.
But it's been good. It's all been manageable to this point. I don't have to go back to Sanctuary very often. So
but I will say the good thing about from what we got from Fallout 4 is that it's looking good for Starfield if you can get followers in it, that they're actually going to have backstories and dialogue and. They're gonna have interesting thing, and instead of just Lydia with her 3 lines throughout the entire game.
Yeah,
and sort of all the voice actors being all exactly the same. They sort of kind of have a starring role because they're individually voiced. So I think they're gonna put a lot more time. If, as I said.
Of course, they'll block the airlock so you can't get out of your ship. But
Yeah, good point. There's that. Yeah, that minor issue will still happen.
Yeah, I'll give it about 5 minutes before everybody's downing a Futuro Damod.
Oh my God! I hope everybody's had an opportunity to see Andrew's post of him knocking one of the Brotherhood of Steel guys off of the Pridwin.
Oh,
yeah, no, I've done that before.
Yeah. So that was pretty epic. Definitely a Fusrodon moment.
Oh man, that's amazing.
Yeah, he hates the BOS, doesn't he?
Yeah, which is
notoriously hates them.
Yeah, which is why he's playing them in this.
Oh man, that's good. Well, hopefully we'll get some Starfield later in the year. Who knows? But
we've got our fingers crossed.
Yeah, hey, it's something.
Maybe they could get Hello Games to make it for them.
Yeah, there you go.
Because I gotta add it. I mean, these guys have, just continued to knock it out of the park. Mm-hmm. I mean, it would be if we could get this kind of activity out of some of the other games, it would be so awesome.
Yeah, those amount of updates. Oh, yeah.
They're just constantly coming up with updates and improving the game and making it better. And
yeah, well, they got Sony behind them too, which is nice. I think that helps. But yes, they have certainly fulfilled the promise.
Yeah,
many times over.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, that's it for this one. If you have any feedback on any mods or anything you're playing on Skyrim, shoot us an email, SkyrimAddict@gmail.com. And we'll be back next time. So later, everybody.
Yeah. And I still haven't played any Skyrim. Probably.
Yeah.